Hi hearties, welcome back to the Teacup Trail. We are finishing episode 7 of season 6. I apologize for not saying hi to you in the last video. There was some stupid technical issue while I was editing the beginning of the last video, but hi! I hope you're doing well. I just want to be honest for a minute here. So some of you probably already know about my grandmother's death, and some of you have been asking how I am, and it's just, I'm still like in a period of time where I'm just like sad, and there are waves of grief that just come in and out throughout the week, and I'm still trying to adjust to the reality of her not being here on this earth anymore. I miss my Oma so much, and my mom is bringing all the other Princess Diana teacups home next weekend, and something that I can keep in memory of my Oma. Some of you might be wondering why I call her Oma. Indonesia, you probably don't know that back in the day, the Dutch ruled Indonesia for some time, and my grandma grew up and came to know the Dutch language, so she did speak Indonesian, but at the same time she knew some Dutch vocabulary, so I guess she liked the term Oma, and she wanted her grandchildren to call her Oma. The same thing as for my grandfather, Opa, it's match. Opa and Oma in Dutch mean grandpa and grandma, and they both mean so much to me, and I'm still adjusting, but I'm okay. I will be okay. So let's finish up episode 7 of season 6.
Madam Librarian, what keeps you out so late?
There was an emergency with one of the children. Everything's fine, just a case of literature being taken too literally.
They say a little learning can be a dangerous thing.
I don't believe that.
I'm on the fence.
Why are you so interested in setting up the library?
Hope Valley needs one.
Is that the only reason? Because if I have in any way led you to believe never mind.
Now, I'm not going to deny that I was aware of your beauty. But as I got to know you, I became fascinated by your goodness. Dangerous Liaisons. One of my favorites. I wanted a library because it seemed like a good thing. No disrespect.
So Elizabeth talked to Nathan at the infirmary, and we talked about that in the last video, and now she walking toward home, I assume, and she looked over the library and she has this cloud of questions and confusion about Lucas' intention in giving her and the town a new library. She walks in and I just feel like the intensity again, but this time it's between Elizabeth and Lucas, and the look on Elizabeth's face throughout this whole scene is just that look, like she nervous, she is confused, and it's just like something is stirring inside of her, if that makes sense. And she just like asked Lucas the possible coolest way to ask Lucas the question of what is his intention in all of this, in regard to the new library. So she asked him that question, and Lucas can sense the nervousness inside of her, and that look that they gave, like their eyes darting back and forth to each other, is just like full of intensity and passion, and something new is start to begin between these two. And Lucas reciting those words from a particular book, I just wondering, like, did Elizabeth not remember those words? I feel like she got lost into his charms. She got lost into the way that Lucas charmed her and flattered her. Like, she just lost her surrounding for a few seconds, and then when he pulled up the book from the table, she just realized, like, her brain woke up, like, oh my goodness, why did I fell for that, you know? Like, wait, is he just reciting those words? Like, did he really mean those words, what he just said? So it's just like Elizabeth had this cloud of question on the top of her head, and questioning if Lucas is a really good guy, and if his intention is true and honest and honorable in giving the library to her or to the town. Yeah, if there's like any other reason besides giving the library for the town, is he trying to win her heart, trying to make her happy in a romantic way? So Elizabeth is like starting to feel this vibe with Lucas, but I still think that she's not interested in him. But I feel like she is aware that there is something going on between her and Lucas, just like that magnetic force that started to be more visible to Elizabeth. Like, we already know Lucas is already digging Elizabeth. Like, he's just like, I'm so interested in you, Elizabeth. But on the other hand, Elizabeth is still not interested in dating someone, and she just wants to focus on her son and her job and just being a good citizen of Hope Valley. But yeah, I think she's starting to realize that there is something special going on between her and Lucas. And I think it's very intense and passionate, and and I think it's very special of something new that is starting to bubble between the two.
Oh, Mrs. Thornton. Is there something I can help you with?
It's about Allie.
What has she done this time?
Nothing. It's just I spoke with her, and I thought you should be aware that she knows about your father.
What? How?
She overheard you and your mother.
I had no idea.
Well, she's got questions.
Yeah, don't we all?
For what it's worth, my advice, talk to her.
I would appreciate it if you didn't say any of this to anyone else.
It's not my story to tell.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Constable Grant.
Wait. I think it's time that you start calling me Nathan.
Elizabeth.
I'm guessing that this is the first time that Elizabeth talked to Nathan after their conversation at the infirmary. Elizabeth crossed her arms when she walked inside the jail, and Nathan seemed to be surprised and not expecting her to talk to him, especially after what happened. Elizabeth came in very serious. I assumed that she didn't want to talk to Nathan, but this is something that's very important to talk about, and she support Allie as a student and really care for Allie. So she wanted to talk to Nathan and express her concerns about Allie's grandfather, and Nathan appreciate that. And every time they talk so far, I feel like 99.99% of the time they talk about Allie. And right now, at this point, I feel like the relationship between Elizabeth and Nathan, like, it started off like school topic, and it's like starting to transfer into like a little bit more personal topic, and this is very personal. This is Allie's grandfather, and Nathan told Elizabeth a little bit about their past and how broken they are as a family. Like, they really don't have anyone else except for each other, Nathan and Allie. That's all they have left, just those two together. Allie went through a lot as a young kid, so Elizabeth cares so much for Allie that she's willing to let go of the previous conversation in the infirmary and just move on and just let Nathan know that Allie has questions about her grandfather. Nathan and Elizabeth truly have that respect for one another. Nathan asked Elizabeth not to tell anyone in the town about Allie's grandfather. Elizabeth understands that, and it's really nice that they have that respect for one another. Nathan seems to trust Elizabeth more and more as each episode goes on. At the end of this scene, this is something very important to point out. Nathan tells Elizabeth that she can start calling him Nathan instead of Constable, and Elizabeth in return tells him that he can call her Elizabeth. So it's becoming more casual in the greetings, but at the same time they still have that professional relationship, that parent-guardian relationship, as well as a citizen-Mountie relationship, because Elizabeth knows the Mountie life and she's been in Hope Valley for so long. Elizabeth knows that if there's something serious going on, or if the town is going through somewhat of a trouble, she seemed to be very comfortable in going up to Nathan as the Mountie, who is the protector of Hope Valley, and she seemed to be comfortable in asking Nathan for help in any situation that jeopardize the safety of the town. The last thing I want to talk about in this scene is that look on Nathan's face. We see Lucas giving that look toward Elizabeth in the past few episodes, and now it's Nathan, and I feel like this is the first time, well, for me as a viewer, that maybe Nathan is really interested in Elizabeth in a romantic way. He knows that having a casual greeting between him and her, like they can start calling each other by the first name. He knows that it's a step forward in their friendship, and he seemed very interested, like he has something inside of him that is starting to build up for Elizabeth. And that look, I believe that look that Nathan has at the end of the scene is the beginning of the competition in this love triangle. And the competition will become more serious and more intense as we move forward to the rest of this season and into season 7 and 8. So I believe right now the competition just like got real, and it's very exciting to see as the viewer. Love triangle always bring drama and mixed emotion and all those craziness. So yeah, this is the real beginning of the love triangle. It's just like things are getting serious. That's it for episode 7 of season 6. I hope you enjoyed it. I've been drinking water, and actually I've been eating brownies. If you're a lover of brownies, I understand you. I love brownies, and every time we get pizzas, I always like to get the brownies. So I get brownie from Papa John, and I'm a happy girl. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you having a great week. I'll see you on Sunday for episode 8 of season 6. We're getting so close to the end of this season. It has been fun re-watching it and talking about it with you. See you soon. Bye.